What is happening, Ninja Maniacs? So today we're going to do something completely different with a lead generation strategy that has nothing to do with direct mail, FSBOs expireds. What we're going to talk about today is something I taught on about a year ago. So if you look at my videos, somewhere way below on all of these massive amounts of videos, there's a training on this. So I'm going to update it on today's training and talk about how to get free leads from Facebook with a really cool strategy. And now for today's video, I'm going to talk about buyer lead generation. And before you go, oh yeah, I hate working with buyers in this market. It's a seller's market. There's not enough inventory. Hold on. Some of these buyers might be sellers. And since this is a free lead generation tactic, I would be doing this like at least once a week. Right? You want to build your pipeline of present and future buyer leads. So pay close attention. I'm not going to go long on this video, and you're going to want to bookmark this video and save it and come back, because I promise you, if you're a real estate agent, you are going to want to do this. So what I'm going to do is talk about how to use Facebook groups the correct way and what to post. So again, when I show you what to post, you might want to go ahead and pause it and then copy it, or at least write it down somewhere, because you're probably going to want to use this. I'm not being arrogant. I'm just telling you, this stuff is on fire. And remember, when you work with a buyer, don't contain your thought process to, well, we don't have a lot of inventory. How many of you as agents, when you have a buyer, and be honest, matter of fact, comment on this live video. And if this is no longer live, comment below. How many of you are frustrated because when you go to search the MLS, for your buyer, you're not finding a lot of inventory and it's difficult? Now, I know you're thinking, yeah, preach it, brother. But how many of you are going and calling for sell by owners? I have a buyer. How many of you are going into your MLS and looking for old expires, like from a year ago, say from 6 months ago to a year ago, in that 6 month time frame? No agent is farming those leads. How many of you are looking for expires in the areas that your buyer wants to buy in, and literally contacting them? You can either send them a postcard, I have a buyer, are you interested? Or you can go and knock on their door. Hey, listen, I am a realtor. I know your home is listed for sale. I'm not here to talk to you about listing it, but I want to find out. I actually have a buyer. That's a conversation you can have, but this makes you different than every other agent. So I want to make sure you understand before I show you the strategy. Don't knock this strategy because you don't want to work with buyers because of inventory. Guys, there's plenty of inventory out there, but you got to quit being a lazy butt realtor and go and look for homes. How many of you have thought about canvassing a neighborhood with a postcard to say a buyer of yours wants to buy in a specific neighborhood? How many of you have thought about sending a postcard to everybody in that neighborhood that's lived in their home for 8+ years? Hey, have you thought about selling? This economy is incredible. You can make the most money on the sale of your home, and I have a buyer that would love to come look at your home. They're making full price offers, they're fully approved, right? How many of you thought about sending postcards to those people? See, that's where you can be dangerous as a real estate agent. All right, without further ado, let me go ahead and jump into my strategy for working and finding buyers for free on Facebook. So the first thing I want to talk about, and I pulled up an email, is using something called text replacement. Now, before we get into Facebook and how to do this, you have to understand the fundamentals of what's going to make this work, because I do all of this. Let me go back to my picture. I do all of this on my cell phone. So I log into Facebook, I do the strategy on my phone, and I comment back to these potential free leads on my phone. So you've got to learn how to use your phone in marketing with Facebook. So back to my screen. Here is the 3 different texts that you're going to want for text replacement. The first text that you're going to drop in a Facebook group is this one: stop making your landlord rich, looking for families for our lease to own program. Now, guys, this is one of my campaigns. You could just be saying looking for families, whatever you want to say. This one works really well. The requirement is 2 years employment. It doesn't have to be the same job, and a 580 or better credit score. Like or comment below if you would like the information. Stop renting and start owning, or fire your landlord, right? So what's going to happen when you drop this first one on Facebook is you are going to start getting people to say interested. What you don't want to do is you don't want to comment on that thread. Let me get me back in the video so you can see what I'm talking about. You don't want to comment on that thread. You want to hover over their name on your phone until their Facebook profile pulls up and send them a message. Now, when they say interested, here's the next message you're going to drop with text replacement. This will make sense in a minute. Thank you for commenting on my home buying post. Do you have a 580 or higher credit score and 2 years of job history? If they come back and say yes, now if they come back and say I've got crappy credit and you are a savvy realtor, you might be able to funnel them to a credit rebuild, right? They go into long-term funnel. If they come back and say yes to 580 and yes, I've been working for 2+ years, then you go back and drop this last comment on their personal message. Thanks for responding back. My lender partner is amazing. She'll be giving you some great info, blah, 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 blah. We work extremely hard, blah, blah, blah. So this is a 3-tiered strategy for you to take a free lead and get them all the way to your lender. Now, all of this stuff right here, I use text replacement. So when I go onto Facebook on my cell phone and I find a group, I will drop in this text replacement. This first one will be R1, renter. So R1. When I type in the word R1 on the comment thread of that group, this first text is what shows up. When people come back to me and say interested, INT, and I hover over their name, I will send them a private message with R2. Again, this will make sense in a minute. R2 says that R2 will populate on my phone. Thank you for commenting, blah, blah, blah. If they come back and respond to that, then the next private message I send to them will be this one right here. This is R3. Now, this last one, I don't send to them as an R3 on their own private message. I go to Messenger and create a group, and I put that person's name in the group, me in the group, and I queue in my lender so we can all be on the same thread. On that one, I will put in on my phone, once I create the Facebook Messenger group, I'll put in R3. That's what populates this. So let's talk about text replacement. Now, this is for Apple. If you have an Android, all you need to do, guys, if you don't know how to do text replacement, go to YouTube. There's tons of videos. You can literally go and search how to do text replacement on Android, how to do text replacement on Apple. They're like 2 to 3 minutes long. Once you see this, you'll be like, holy crap, where's this been all my life? So when people ask me for my contact information on my phone, I no longer write down my name, my phone number, my email, whatever. I just simply respond by text, KW, and it brings up my entire signature. So that's what text replacement does. So over here, you're going to click on again, if you have an Apple, you would click this plus button. It would bring this up. Now you have a phrase. Now over here, this is the phrase right here. So you would copy this and you would paste it on this phrase. The shortcut is whatever you want to put there to let you know that this is the campaign for renter to homeowner. So on mine, I would do R1, and then you save it. So then from now on your phone, if you bring up any, like an email, a text, or Facebook Messenger where you can drop a comment, if you put in the word R1, it instantly populates this entire thread. You don't have to type it, right? And then I go back and do another one, and I will drop this comment down here, and that will be R2, save it, and then I'll do that for the third one. So now I've got a complete buyer sequence using text replacement on my phone. So what's going to happen, guys, once you have this basic paradigm set up, you're going to come to Facebook. So here is where you are, and I see some of you commenting, hey, Sheila, hey, Keith, hey, guys. So check this out. When you go to Facebook, you're going to go to groups, okay? And when you go to groups, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to discover. So guys, I'm showing you a cool tactic right now. So what you want to do is discover and go to buy, sell. Now, here is where, and let me be very specific. Here's where you have to be specific. What I do is I go and look for buy, sell groups within 35 to 40 miles of my address. Guys, there's dozens, if not hundreds of them. And you only want to join the groups that have at least 5,000 members. If they have 5,000 members or more, then you want to join those groups. Now, what you don't want to do is more than 8 a day, really 10 a day, but 8 a day, because you don't want Facebook to think that you're spamming, right? 8 a day, you should be fine. Do that for a good 2 weeks. So you join 25 to 30 to 40 groups. Once you have 20 plus groups, Then you can go into your groups on your phone, find your group, and on the discussion portion of that group, and I'll show you what I mean. Let me go back here. I'm going to go to one of my groups. Let me go to groups. And let me let you see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go to this group. This is one of my groups. I own a group in Claremont. There's 10,000 plus people on this group. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to discussion. Guys, you see on most groups, you have this discussion tab. This is where I'll do it. Now, I'm doing this on my computer, but this is what you would be doing on your phone is you would click discussion, and right here is where you would drop R1. That's your text replacement. And magically, this entire phrase would show up. Once you drop that on there, throughout the day, you're going to have people responding. Now, whatever you do, do not, let me make sure you can see me. Do not argue with anybody. You are not to comment on that thread. You are to comment to that individual person in their own messenger, right? If they hit interested, you hover over their name and then a pop-up box will show up and there should be a little thing that says message. Click it and that's where you drop R2. If they come back on R2, remember R2 says, thank you for commenting. Do you have and have you been working for this long? If they say yes, then you go back into Messenger, not their message, but actual Messenger on Facebook, and you create a group. You put that person into the group, you put you into the group, and you put your lender in it. And that's where you drop this third one, right? So that's the genesis of how you are going to do text replacement. Remember, guys, text replacement, very simple. Just go to YouTube right here. And when you go to YouTube, you're going to want to search for text replacement. And since I have an iPhone, I would probably do iPhone. When you click it, it's going to bring up some videos. I would just simply find the videos that are not very long. So 6 minutes. So this one right here, how to set up iPhone text. Perfect. That's the video. And if you don't have an iPhone, just put in Android. And that, guys, is how you do it. So let me recap. These are free buyer lead generation strategies using text replacement and Facebook groups, transacting all of this on your phone. And why am I doing it on the phone? Because the phone allows me to do text replacement, and I can do this anywhere that I want to on my phone. I can use the text replacement anywhere I want to on the phone. So I can be at a restaurant and notice somebody commented and just simply message them with my text replacement. So guys, that's it right there. And don't forget, some of these buyers are going to be sellers as well. And some of these buyers, you can go out if you can't find it on the MLS. This is a way for you to go after and talk to for sell by owners and expireds and possibly geofarm neighborhoods with I have a buyer, because you will have a buyer. You don't have to BS your way into that. So you're going to be increasing your opportunities for listings. You're going to be increasing your opportunities for buyers. And you're doing all of this literally strategically as free as you can, because you're using Facebook groups. I hope this helped. I know I went a little bit longer than I wanted to. Drop me some comments below once this video is posted. I would love to hear your feedback on this. But again, guys, make sure you go back into the video. I'm gonna put it right here. Here's where you want to pause me and go ahead and write these down. And remember, you probably want to change some of this to fit with your offers or the way that you market. But this is a good paradigm right here for you guys to get a good idea of what to say on your text replacement. But once you have this down, guys, what I would do is I would do this strategy at least once a week. I would go ahead one time a week on 10 of my groups, and on all 10 of these groups, put my first text replacement in and watch what happens. Next week, I would do the next 10 groups. The following week, so in 1 month, you literally can post to 40 groups this strategy, and I'm telling you right now, you are going to be amazed at how many people you're going to have a conversation with. And as an agent, it's up to you to weed through the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? Now, some of the bad and ugly, these might be people a year from now. When we're out of this whole seller's market bull crap, these are people a year from now that you can be working with. And guys, this is how you run your real estate empire. To me, this is Ninja Tactic 101. All right, I look forward to your comments. Thank you so much. And don't forget to hit subscribe if you haven't. And man, if you're subscribed, hit the bell. You'll be notified every time I go live with these videos. All right, ninjas, I will see you on the next video.